Welcome back to SHIB Planet, guys. Well, the market is pumping green this week, and it's thanks to a massively increased demand for Bitcoin. And this came seemingly out of nowhere, and many analysts were not expecting Bitcoin to approach anywhere near $30,000 at this time of the year. And yet here we are. Bitcoin is sitting at $28,000, just a couple of $1,000s short of the $30,000 mark. And so this begs the question, if this rally continues, what will be the impact on the rest of the altcoins prices? And specifically, how much can Shiba Inu's price increase by within the next 90 or so days if Balaji's prediction turns out to be true? And you know, it's been a while since we've done a good old-fashioned Shiba Inu price prediction. So let's see if we can forecast Shiba Inu's price based on the current market environment. And we have had some success with these kind of methods of prediction before. So let's try and simulate Shiba Inu's price at the moment. Welcome back to SHIB Planet, everyone. This is Ace. The conditions are seemingly perfect for us to test out some of our long-term theories. All right, guys, let's get right to it. Okay, here is some backstory. If you want to understand how this is going to work, first you need to understand exactly how money even flows into crypto. Basically, money in our global economy is basically the fiat currency system. And when the conditions are favorable, for example, if there's increased demand for and adoption for something like Bitcoin or any other macroeconomic conditions such as lower interest rates, etc., and lower CPI, generally the market sees those type of conditions as favorable to take on more risk assets like Bitcoin, and hence generally that's when you see large volumes of fiat going into Bitcoin to purchase Bitcoin. And then generally the gains from Bitcoin, they tend to flow into large caps first, like Ethereum and some other top 10 cryptos. And then following that, the next ones to pump generally are mid-cap coins, you know, such as Litecoin, Polygon, Solana, and of course our very own Shiba Inu. And generally the percentage gains from the lower cap altcoins, they tend to be bigger in percentage terms at least than the larger ones. So this is really just a fancy way of saying is when Bitcoin pumps, you know, other cryptos pump. And that's going to be like the basis for today's calculation. And so now that you know that, let's explain why Bitcoin is pumping. And then from that, we can extrapolate how Shiba Inu might perform. Okay, by now you guys would have heard about the $1 million Bitcoin in the next 90 days. So let's talk about Balaji. So who is Balaji? Balaji Srinivasan is an American entrepreneur and investor, and he's the former CTO of Coinbase, and he was a general partner at Andreessen Horowitz, and he is well known for his thought leadership on nation states and as a crypto enthusiast. And many influential figures in Silicon Valley, they actually really admire Balaji, and but does this really make him right about his recent prediction? Okay, so here's the $1 million bet. Basically, Balaji has made a bold bet that Bitcoin will reach $1 million per coin in just 90 days from now. And he's willing to put up $1 million in cash against just one Bitcoin from anyone who takes the bet. And if Bitcoin reaches the value of $1 million in 90 days, Balaji will effectively win both his $1 million and the Bitcoin. And he's setting the odds of this bet at 40-1, which is actually an exceptional offer for anyone who's willing to take the risk. Basically, the thread started when James Medlock sent out a tweet which saying, "I'll bet anyone $1 million that the US does not enter hyperinflation." And that's actually a bit of a tongue-in-cheek comment if you understand what he's talking about. And but besides the case, Balaji took on this offer, and it's actually going viral at the moment. These are basically the details which I've just spoken about. But what's really important is the reason behind his bet, because Balaji believes that there's a significant problem with banks not having enough money to cover withdrawals on a mark-to-market basis, and he accuses central banks and bank regulators about lying about the situation and putting people at risk. Basically, Balaji cites the Wall Street Journal's report, which states that about 186 banks actually have very similar vulnerabilities as the SVB bank. And recently, as you know, that one experienced a major crisis. Now, Balaji believes that these are the right type of conditions for something called hyper-Bitcoinization. And with this, Balaji's bet implies that the possibility of hyper-Bitcoinization, which is where a massive banking crisis could lead to a previously unthinkable amount of fiat currency flooding into Bitcoin as the most trustworthy and accessible option. And while many people are willing to take Balaji's bet, it's crucial to understand the potential consequences of such a crisis in the banking world. Alright, let's get to the part which you guys have been waiting for. We're going to use our Bitcoin price simulator over here to calculate Bitcoin. So currently the price is around 27,850. I think my calculator is a bit lower than what's currently on the market, but we'll work with that. So for those of you who have this calculator, you'll remember that all you do is we're just going to try and jump 90 days and this will give us the circulating supply of Bitcoin in about 90 days. So in the month of June this year, we expect the circulating supply of Bitcoin to be roughly around that. So we're now just going to peg it at the price at $1 million. And I'm just going to enter that here. And that's going to give us basically what the market cap should be for it to be $1 million. So I'm just going to take this market cap and just enter it anywhere in this section here. And there you have it. That is Bitcoin at a price of $1 million in the month of June. And that gives us a market cap, guys, of almost $19.5 trillion to have a $1 million price. And then we're going to jump into the block data where their blockchain analytics are going to show us that Shiba Inu has a positive price correlation with Bitcoin. Basically, if a number is positive, anywhere from 0.1 all the way to 1, that means that it's when Bitcoin moves, this token also moves. Now this is actually the lowest price correlation we've had with Bitcoin, because typically Shiba Inu is anywhere between 7 and 9. It hovers between there, but I do believe that since we experienced that FUD recently, that price correlation has dropped. Anyway, what I'm saying is very important because from my previous calculations, we know that Shiba Inu's market cap is typically about anywhere between 2.5% to 3% of Bitcoin. So that's what we're pretty much going to do. We're going to do about 2.5% of this, and we're going to give that market cap to Shiba Inu. So here I've entered Bitcoin's current $1 million market cap, and I'm just going to multiply that by 0.025. That should be my 2.5%. And that is a market cap of $487 billion. So let's add that to our Shiba Inu price simulator. So I'm just going to round that up and probably put about 487 billion market cap. So let's put that in. That's 487 straight up billion. And that would mean that in the month of June, if Balaji's prediction comes true and money typically flows the way it usually does, then the price of Shiba Inu could be have 3 zeros and I don't even know how to say this number. Pretty much 0.0008869, which is close to 1/1000th of a penny, or is that 1/100th of a penny? And basically, anyone who has a billion or more Shiba Inus, they will be closest to being the first Shiba Inu millionaires, at least since the last bull run. And that is pretty much the price prediction according to what I think. So the interesting thing though is there probably won't be any burns between now and there. At least nothing significant enough to reduce the current circulating supply of 449 trillion. Interestingly, I mean, it is possible that Shibarium could come out, because we do know that we're expecting docs anytime now, and a beta usually lasts a couple of months, anywhere from a month to a couple of months before a test net before it swings over to beta. And when that happens, you never know what kind of activity could be happening on Shibarium and how significant the burns will be. I personally don't think it'll burn more than a couple of trillion, at least, in a very, very short period of time. So even if I was to burn, I don't know, let's say 0.5%. Yeah, I'll say about 0.5% of the current circulating supply. That'll take us very close to 0.0009. And yeah, that's just what I want to show you guys. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited that do you think that Balaji's prediction will come true, or do you think that it's just going to be another thing which will just swing past? And before I wrap up, I suppose we'll just take a quick look at the current prices. And Shiba Inu is still trading at about the 10,000 Satoshi unit mark, and it really hasn't moved much since last week. I mean, at the moment, it's currently probably one of the only top 15 cryptos which hasn't really budged that much, except for maybe Tron, because pretty much everything else has moved at least a couple of percentage points, you know, for ever since the recent pumps. And I do think it's significantly because Shiba Inu really recently experienced that that FUD, you know, with BitBoy trying to dox the founders of Shiba Inu. And I completely understand, you know, where some people, you know, might think that that's something, you know, important. But, you know, at the end of the day, Shiba Inu, I do believe, is taking a hit because of that, and it came at such a bad time because we had been waiting for Shibarium, and the Shibarium came out, and we also had a really good responses at the recent Metaverse event. So it seemed like really, at least from a hater point of view, it seemed really well timed, and it's actually a really bad time because if the market is going to be pumping, we're going to need all the positivity which we need at the moment to be able to ride this wave. So yeah, I'm team anti-FUD all the time. But let's wrap it up for now, guys. If you like the way I cover the Shiba Inu ecosystem, the best way you can continue to support this channel is by simply hitting the like button and also leaving a comment. Those two actions will help share quality Shiba Inu content with the community. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. This is Ace. Peace.